Think walking more as you age is the golden ticket to staying healthy? What if I told you that this well-meaning habit might actually speed up some aging processes in your body? Yeah, it's a shocker. Walking keeps you moving, no doubt, but doctors now warn that leaning too hard on those daily steps could leave your joints vulnerable, weaken key muscles, and even hike up your risk of injury. Picture this. Walking's like watering a plant. Essential? Sure. But without sunlight, nutrients, or a sturdy root system, that plant's still gonna struggle. After 70, your body craves more than repetitive motion. It needs variety, support, and targeted work to stay strong, agile, and independent. Over-focusing on walking alone can wear down joints, shrink muscles, and quietly lead to the frailty you're trying to dodge. I'm Dr. Eric Techberg, and in this video, I'm sharing 5 doctor-backed alternatives to walking that'll help you live longer, move pain-free, and keep that youthful spark in your step. Stick with me. Last one might just blow your mind, and could be the biggest game changer for how you age. Before we dive in, if you're over 60 and care about simple ways to protect your health, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. I'm sharing evidence-based tips straight from years of clinical experience, tailored for folks in this stage of life. Oh, and if you're with me right now, drop a quick yep in the comments so I know you're here and dialed in. It keeps this community buzzing and helps me craft content just for you. All right, let's get rolling. Walking keeps you active, but it doesn't build muscle. After 70, the sneakiest threat to your health is sarcopenia-related muscle loss. It starts in your 40s and ramps up in your 70s if you don't step in. Meet Sarah, a 72-year-old retired librarian who walked 60 steps daily around her neighborhood, thinking she was golden. She tracked her steps religiously, hitting her goal every day. But one autumn morning, as she hauled a small grocery bag up her porch steps, her knee buckled. She stumbled, catching herself on the railing. No fractures, thankfully, but it was a wake-up call. Despite all her walking, her muscles were quietly weakening. Her doctor put it simply, walking doesn't strengthen your hips, hamstrings, biceps, or core like resistance training does. Without strength work, even basic tasks like carrying bags or climbing stairs get risky. Sarah started small wall push-ups while her coffee brewed, curling water bottles as dumbbells during her evening shows, and chair squats while brushing her teeth. 6 weeks later, her confidence soared. She felt steadier, and she could open tight jars again. A small win she hadn't expected. Strength training isn't about getting bulky, it's about keeping the freedom to move without help. Studies show that 10 minutes of light resistance 3 times a week can slow muscle loss and even rebuild some strength. Your muscles respond at any age. No excuses needed. Try this. Sit in a firm chair, cross your arms, and stand without using your hands. Tough? That's your sign to start. No gym or fancy gear required. Use your body weight, a resistance band, or even canned beans. Sarah's transformation came from small, consistent steps, not a complete overhaul. She now walks with purpose, knowing her muscles have her back. If this hits home, comment, "Strength first" below, and let's keep going. Balance isn't something you just keep forever. It's a skill that fades without practice. Falls are the top reason adults over 70 end up in the hospital, not illness or diet. Let me tell you about James, a 75-year-old retired carpenter who walked his block daily with confidence. One afternoon, stepping off a curb, his foot faltered, and he nearly hit the pavement. Shaken, he visited his doctor, expecting to hear, "Walk more." Instead, he got 3 balance exercises: standing on one leg for 10 seconds, walking heel to toe like on a tightrope, and stepping sideways with eyes closed. 3 weeks later, James noticed he no longer grabbed furniture for support at home. Walking doesn't train your vestibular system, ankle stabilizers, or proprioception, your sense of where your body is in space. Without these, a misstep can spell trouble. Research shows balance training can cut fall risk by up to 40%, and it takes just minutes a day. James practiced while his kettle boiled, starting with one leg stands near a counter for safety. Test yourself. Stand near a counter, lift one foot, and hold for 10 seconds, eyes open, then closed. Wobbling? Time to act. Try standing on one leg while brushing your teeth or walking heel to toe down a hallway. No equipment needed, just effort. James regained his stride with simple drills. If this resonates, comment "balance matters" below, and let's move on. Walking moves your legs in a straight line. But life? Life's a dance of twists, turns, and reaches. It's grabbing something from the top shelf, turning to check your blind spot while driving, or bending to tie your shoes. After 70, many blame stiffness on just getting old. But the real culprit is often underuse. Your joints need variety to stay limber. Let me tell you about Emma, a 78-year-old who loved her garden more than anything. She'd spend hours tending to her roses. But one day, while driving to the store, she realized she couldn't comfortably glance over her shoulder to check traffic. It wasn't pain. Exactly, just a tight, stubborn restriction. Her joints were locking up, not from age but from years of moving in the same repetitive way. Emma's physical therapist didn't hand her a pill bottle. Instead, she got a plan: mobility exercises to wake up her joints. She started with gentle neck rotations, turning her head side to side while sitting at her kitchen table. She added arm sweeps, swinging her arms in wide circles like she was painting the air. She practiced toe touches from a chair and gentle spinal twists, feeling her back loosen up. At first, Emma was skeptical. Could these simple moves really make a difference? But after 30 days, she wasn't just moving better. She was back in her garden, kneeling and bending without a second thought. Walking is linear. It works your legs but doesn't stretch your hips, rotate your spine, or loosen your shoulders. Without that variety, your joints lose their range of motion, making everyday tasks harder. Research shows that regular mobility work can improve joint function by up to 30% in older adults, and it doesn't take much time. Emma, for example, started doing her exercises during TV commercial breaks. She'd twist her torso gently while seated, or stand and reach for the ceiling, feeling her shoulders open up. These small movements added up, giving her the freedom to move without feeling like her body was fighting her. Here's a quick test. Stand up and slowly turn your head to the left, then the right. Any tightness or resistance? That's your body saying it needs more movement variety. You don't need to be a yoga master or bend like a pretzel. Just aim to move your joints through their full range a few times a day. Try shoulder rolls while waiting for your coffee or ankle circles while sitting at your desk. If you're feeling adventurous, add a seated cat-cow stretch, arching and rounding your back to wake up your spine. These moves keep your joints lubricated and your muscles pliable. Emma's back in her garden now, not just because she's stubborn, though she'll admit she is, but because she gave her body what it needed. Life demands flexibility literally and figuratively. If this sparks something for you, drop "stretch it out" in the comments, and let's move to the next piece. It's tempting to think walking strengthens your whole body, including your back and posture. But here's the reality. Walking barely engages your deep core muscles, the ones that hold you upright and keep your spine happy. After 70, a weak core is like a house built on a crumbling foundation. Sooner or later, things start to shift. Meet Robert, a 76-year-old retired teacher who always prided himself on standing tall, like a soldier at attention. But over the years, he noticed his shoulders slumping forward, his lower back aching after short walks, and his reflection showing a slight hunch he hadn't seen before. It wasn't just vanity. His posture was affecting his health. His son noticed it too and nudged him to see a movement specialist. The diagnosis was clear: postural decline from a neglected core. Robert's spine wasn't getting the support it needed, and years of underuse had weakened the muscles that keep you upright. The solution wasn't a brace or surgery, but intentional posture work. Robert started with a simple drill: standing against a wall for 2 minutes a day, pressing his heels, hips, and head against it to realign his spine. While sitting, he practiced tilting his pelvis forward and back to engage his lower abs. He also added a core exercise called the dead bug, lying on his back and moving his arms and legs in slow, controlled motions. Within a month, Robert's back pain dropped by over 60%. He stood taller, breathed easier, and even noticed his chronic heartburn easing up, because good posture doesn't just help your spine. It gives your organs room to function. Your core isn't just your abs. It's a network of deep muscles: your diaphragm, pelvic floor, and stabilizers around your lower back that walking barely touches. Studies show that core training can improve posture and reduce back pain in older adults by up to 50%, and it doesn't require fancy gear. Robert, for instance, did his wall exercise while chatting on the phone, and his seated pelvic tilts while watching the news. Want to check your posture? Stand with your back against a wall and try to touch your head, shoulders, and tailbone to it at the same time. If it's tough or feels unnatural, your alignment needs work. Don't ignore it. Poor posture doesn't just make you look older. It strains your spine, pinches nerves, and can even mess with your breathing. Start with small fixes. Sit up straighter while eating. Imagine a string pulling you up from the top of your head. Or try a seated core brace, tightening your lower abs like you're preparing for a gentle punch. These habits rebuild your foundation. Robert's not just standing taller, he's moving through life with more ease and pride. Posture isn't about looking good. It's about protecting your body and staying pain-free. If this clicks with you, comment posture power below, and let's wrap up with the final piece. You've probably heard that walking is the ultimate low-impact exercise, perfect for aging bodies. But here's the catch. It's not always as gentle as it seems. For many over 70, repetitive walking, especially on hard surfaces like concrete sidewalks, can overload your joints instead of protecting them. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 79-year-old who never missed her daily 3-mile walk, even after retiring from her job as a nurse. She thought she was doing her body a favor, but over time, her knees and ankles started to ache. At first, she brushed it off as just aging, but the discomfort grew until it was hard to ignore. An orthopedic exam revealed the truth. Her cartilage was thinning, and her joints were taking a beating. Her doctor put it in terms she could relate to. Walking without strong supporting muscles is like driving a car with bad shocks. You're wearing out the parts faster. Margaret didn't give up walking, but she got smarter about it. She swapped 2 of her weekly walks for water aerobics, where the water's buoyancy took pressure off her joints. She started using a recumbent bike at her community center every Sunday, pedaling smoothly without jarring her knees. And she added chair yoga to her mornings, moving through gentle stretches that loosened her hips and ankles. Within a few weeks, the swelling in her knees eased, and she could walk again without that nagging fear of pain. Walking is healthy, no question, but when it's your only exercise, the repetitive impact can stress your knees, hips, and ankles, especially if your muscles aren't strong enough to absorb the load. Research shows that repetitive stress without proper support can accelerate joint wear, leading to conditions like osteoarthritis. If you feel stiffness or discomfort after walking, that's not just getting old. It's your body signaling it needs variety. Joint-friendly options like water aerobics, Tai Chi, or seated resistance band exercises can make a huge difference. Even a stationary bike or elliptical can keep you moving without the pounding. Try this at home. Sit in a chair and stand up without using your arms. If your knees or hips complain, they're likely taking too much impact without enough muscle support. Margaret learned to mix it up, and it wasn't about doing less, it was about doing it smarter. She still loves her walks, but now they're part of a bigger plan that keeps her joints happy. If this opens your eyes, comment "Save my joints" below, and let's bring it all together. Let's get real for a second. Have we leaned too hard on walking as the magic fix for health? It keeps you active, supports your heart, and clears your mind. But alone, it doesn't build strength, challenge balance, expand mobility, or shield your joints from wear. After 70, your body needs a thoughtful approach. Strength training to fight muscle loss, balance work to prevent devastating falls, mobility and flexibility to stay nimble, core and posture exercises to avoid spinal strain and breathing issues, and joint-friendly moves to protect against cumulative stress. Each builds a stronger, more capable you. Look at Sarah, James, Emma, Robert, and Margaret. They started small, not with drastic overhauls, but consistent, adaptable steps. Just 10-15 minutes a day of these strategies can make you feel younger, move better, and stay independent longer than you ever imagined. So, what's your first focus? Strength, balance, mobility, posture, or joint health? Drop it in the comments. Your voice matters. Your story could inspire someone else reading right now. If this video sparked something, give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone over 60 who needs this message. We're building a community of vibrant, strong older adults, and you're part of it. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and keep moving smarter.